Hello, and let's not talk about the elephant in the room, which is my red chest. I don't know what happened, but she's red. I would like to discuss, well, not discuss, I don't think it'd be called a discussion. I would like to talk about my past lives. There's only like a handful that I remember, and these past lives occurred only at the times that Earth needed help. And it's been a few times that I remember, and what I did during those times. When I was younger, I had a flash of my past self. I knew it was me, and I was a black man on clear, beautiful blue water. And I was on a handmade boat kind of thing. My feet were draped over the sides in the water, and it had like two arms that came out, kind of like a, I don't know how you describe it. I've seen some boats that would have these flat arms on each side. And of course those were homemade too. Or at least I remember, I think that's what I saw. And then immediately I heard shaman. So I'm assuming in that life I was a shaman. And I don't know what time period that was in. I don't know. I also know I was here on Atlantis. Atlantis? Is it Atlantis or Atlantis? You know me and my words. I was also on Lemura, and which was, the way I understand it, it was all on one island, and the island's broke in half and split. And one was Atlantis, and the other one was Lemuria or Lemurian, probably the same thing. And one was destroyed, and then the other one was destroyed because people used the crystals inadequately. So sorry. And it blew up. And then also the gods destroyed it because people was misusing it. And I was a priestess in Egypt. My father was a pharaoh, and I was a woman. And I manipulated, I don't know if you would even call it manipulated. I worked with the moon and other energies, and I was pretty powerful. I remember a little bit of it. I remember standing at the foot. This was hypnosis, by the way. This one only was hypnosis that I realized what I was. And I was standing at the very bottom corner of a pyramid. It was massive, oh my gosh. And there were palm trees all around. It was beautiful, green grass, yet, you know, dirt here and there. And when I was standing there, it was a celebration of some sort, and they were throwing flowers, a white flower similar to the dandelion, and I want to say green, some kind of green was in it too, like a long leaf or something. Anyway, they were throwing these in celebration, and I was all in white, and I want to say my father was getting married. That just comes to me all the time. And I had a son, and then I was what I think was a palace or inside of a pyramid where I died, and my body was on a slab, and there was a doctor of some sort, mortician, I don't know, and my son was standing next to me, my body on a slab, and I was floating above it looking down. And my son at that time didn't look sad. He just looked like, you know, he was settled with it, and I wasn't that old. He was settled with the thought of knowing I passed on and it was a normal thing. He didn't go through the grieving unless he was the man type that showed that he didn't need to be all sensitive. I don't know. But all around I saw the etchings that the pyramids have, and some palaces. And so there was etchings everywhere, even on the slab I was laying on, marble. It was pretty. And I also want to say, I don't remember what it's called, the white rock on the outside of the pyramid that all actually disappeared, that was on the inside. And then I was told, I can't remember by who, but I remember they were a reliable source, that I was a child. And something tells me it was back when they burned all the witches. Evidently, they allowed me, when I say they, the extraterrestrials or my guides or whoever, because I've been in that category for a while, but I was a child and I died. And it was said, I think it was somebody I hypnotized, I can't remember. But the people were not prepared for the powers that I had. So they allowed me to get sick and I died as a child. And I'm assuming it was back in the witchcraft era. I had that feeling. And my feelings like that are always accurate. I have no doubt whatsoever. So that's all of the earth lives that I remember. I have been given glimpses of extraterrestrial life. I see myself as a light body, and I can see my eyes. They've always been green. I don't know why. And then I see myself with wide, slightly slanted green eyes, really blonde hair. I guess I really liked my blonde hair. Thin in a blue tight suit. And I think that is Palladian or Nordic. One or the other or both. Heck, I don't know. My soulmate, I was told, was Nordic. And I'm either thinking Palladian or Nordic. I want to say something too. I don't know if I have talked about it in any of my videos. Right after my awakening, when all these things were happening, I do realize when I actually can feel my body start lifting. But I don't know if it's my body or my astral body, as in my spirit, my soul. So I don't know which one, because as soon as I start lifting or detaching, I tend to go blank. I don't remember anything from that point forward all the time. But I remember after my awakening and things started really just happening, I was asleep and I remember my eyes were closed and all, and I felt that movement of rising. And I remember, I don't know if I started getting anxiety or what, because I was aware, but it got where I was like encased feeling. Like I was encased in a really tight film, tough encasing. It's really hard to explain. And I couldn't breathe right because I started like freaking out because it was new to me. And I remember I sat up real quick and I said in a whisper, I can't breathe. Or give me a second, I can't breathe, or something like that. And then I was trying to get my breath and I'm like, what was that? I'm sitting there thinking. And then I closed my eyes and I seen plain as day in a UFO, it couldn't have been anything else, a crew, not just 1, 2, or 5 people. It was a crew, a lot of people, extraterrestrials. They were all blonde and they were all in blue and white, skin tight uniforms. And they were all smiling at me, like they were laughing at me, freaking out. I don't think I've ever discussed that. Ever since that point, they have not let me be aware of what was going on again. Except I could still feel me either floating up or detaching. My soul is detaching. But they don't allow me to remember after that. And I've even said, okay, I'm more prepared now. You can let me remember everything because I want to go. I want to do it. But then I didn't know that I did that. And I don't know if I did it before that time or what, but I know I have done it after. One time that I do remember, I was abducted. And I think I made a video of that. I know I did. And I could have swore the girl that was with me in the UFO was Elizabeth April. And if you're watching this, I could have swore it was you. But they started doing this jugular thing on her and she kept gagging and gagging, and it freaks me out. But that was the only time that I actually remember being in a ship, other than dreams of being in a boat ship, which indicated I was in a ship, but they made it, they masked it. That way I wouldn't know it, but I knew it. I hope you're keeping up. What was the other one? Oh, and then I had a dream of meeting my soulmate. And And this is kind of confusing because I know I talked about this before. I did see, you know, Nicholas, or whatever on Lord of the Rings, the blonde elf. He resembled him with big eyes that slanted, and they were so beautifully blue, white hair, and it was slightly braided on the sides. And I don't know if his ears were pointed or not. I don't know. And I always thought that was my soulmate, but I was also told that was my son. Now, my soulmate came to me in a dream, and he didn't look like that person. He would look completely different, and I've seen him a couple of times after. But he was floating toward me in my dream, and I said, "Was that you?" And I don't know what I was meaning, and I could see my hand, because I was like, you know, "Was that you?" And he's floating at me, and he nodded his head, and then he grabs me. And I woke up in a big gasp. And I'm like, oh my God, okay, was that my soulmate? The other guy must be my son. I don't know, I'm confused. So yeah, this video is all jumbled, and it went pretty quick, almost 12 minutes. It'll be shorter once I edit it. I'm probably not going to edit it and put it out today. I might, I don't know. But yeah, I want to talk about my past lives on Earth. I'm assuming since I don't like using the word advanced, but since I was extraterrestrial, I was more highly evolved than an Earthling. I don't even like saying that because we're all equal. There's not any of us who are more important or more highly evolved. I don't know. I just feel like everybody's equal. But those were my lives, very short lives on Earth, and those were at the times of need. And I had powers every single time. I mean, we all have them. It's just that when we're born on Earth, we're supposed to forget. And all those, this is the odd thing. In all those lives, I remembered I had powers and I used them. But this life, I knew I had visions and stuff, but I didn't know I had gifts other than that. But then I started seeing and hearing and feeling, and they're still progressing to this day. So, go figure. I wish I still had powers like I had before. Now, I know I still have them, but how to use them is the trick. I don't know how to use them. I know, you know, how to use my others, but anyway, I'm going to end this video here. I love you guys tremendously, and I'm going to send each and every one of you love, light, and peace. Bye.